Dear humanity, my spiritual master, Supreme Saint Captain Lal Chandji Maharaj once said to me, Manoj, humanity is in miserable condition. People are unhappy all around the world because of ignorance. They are fighting with each other because of being divided in many sects. Addressing to the humanity, he said that all human beings are brothers. They all are children of one God. Why do you people fight with each other? Why do you kill each other? Live with love. Life is short. You people are not playing here. He God is playing here. He God himself is playing inside human being. This I am not talking. He God is talking or speaking in me. This all is his game, God's game. He said to me, Manoj, you keep giving this knowledge to humanity. So, because of that duty given to me by my spiritual master, I am doing this work. I have to do my duty. I am not doing this work for any kind of self-interest. I understand this very well that in present time a few lucky people have interest in this knowledge, but time will come when people will have keen interest in this knowledge. Many great saints like Supreme Saint Captain Lal Chandji, Param Dayal Fakir Chandji, Adi Sant Kabir Das Ji, and many others, after experiencing the power of celibacy, put greater emphasis on celibacy to live happy, peaceful and spiritual life. So to make you understand the importance of celibacy, I am presenting this video. I understand watching long videos require lot of patience, energy and time. So I tried to keep it as short as possible. I could not make it more short, otherwise it would lose its purpose. I have divided the content of video in 3 parts to make it more clear and easy to understand. Part 1 and Part 2 will give a lot of knowledge about the power of semen and the importance of its components. Part 3 is very interesting and most important to know about the importance of celibacy, and it will give guidance for your future life. Now I ask some questions to you. Do you know what is human semen? Do you know what are the components in semen? Do you know how important are these components for human body? Do you know what is the function of these components in body? How these components are responsible for thousands of biochemical reactions in the body? And do you know what happened to your body in case of deficiency or imbalance of these components in your body? How much power or energy these components have? Do you know what will happen if someone loses his semen in excess for sexual pleasure? There is a link between semen, disease and age of human body. Do you know your food, nutrition, blood, energy, body and mind have direct connection with each other? Do you know how efficiency of mind will be affected if someone lose his semen in excess for sexual pleasure? Do you know the importance of semen to live happy, peaceful and spiritual life? If you want to know the answer of all these questions, then watch this video please. If you are not interested in it, even then you watch this video till end, because this will make you rethink about your habits and will inspire you to reanalyze your lifestyle. Now I start part 1. Part 1 is about what is human semen and its components. For part 1 I collected data and tried to present for you. Human semen. Semen is an organic fluid that usually contains spermatozoa, also called sperm. It is secreted by the gonads, sexual glands, and other sexual organs of male. Spermatozoa are a primary component in normal semen and the agents of fertilization of female ova. The process that results in the discharge of semen is called ejaculation. The normal range of sperm in the semen sample is 20 million per milliliter or more. The spermatozoa take over 70 days to develop and are produced solely in the testicles. According to a 2010 World Health Organization WHO study which looked at semen volumes across the world, the range of semen volume is between 0.8 to 7.6 ml and the average is between 3 to 5 ml. A usual semen volume per ejaculate is around 2 to 3 ml or more. The volume of semen released per ejaculate varies, approximately an average around 3.4 milliliter is ejaculated at one time. It can be as high as 5 ml or as low as 2.3 ml. If there is a prolonged gap between ejaculations, the number of sperm in the semen increases, but there is no overall increase in the semen amount. Semen quality is a measure of the ability of semen to accomplish fertilization. Thus, it is a measure of fertility in a man. It is the sperm in the semen that is the fertile component, and therefore semen quality involves both sperm quantity and sperm quality. The genetic quality of sperm as well as its volume and mobility all typically decrease with age. This amount changes as the man ages and peak semen volume produced is seen between ages 30 to 35 and volume being lowest once men reach 55 years and older. During the process of ejaculation, sperm produced by testes mixes with fluids from the seminal vesicles, the prostate and the bulbourethral glands to form the semen. In humans, semen contains several components. The most vital component of semen is sperm. The other components are there to help the sperm in getting to its end goal, to reach egg cell, by assisting with its survival, mobility, lubrication, to protect DNA inside the sperm, and even suppressing an immune response by the female against the semen. Now you see what are the components of semen. The components and contributions of semen are as follows. There are 4 glands which release semen. So first is testes, which release 2 to 5% of proportion of semen, which contains approximately 200 to 500 million spermatozoa, which is also called sperm, produced in the testes are released per ejaculation. Now seminal vesicles release 65 to 75% of semen, which contains amino acids, citrate, enzymes, flavins, fructose. Fructose is the main energy source of sperm cells. Phosphorylcholine, prostaglandins, which involved in suppressing an immune response by the female against the semen, proteins, vitamin C and vitamin B12. Now the third gland, prostate, released 25 to 30% of the semen volume, which contains acid phosphatase, citric acid, fibrinolysin, prostate specific antigen, proteolytic enzyme, zinc, Zinc serves to help to stabilize the DNA in the sperm cells. A zinc deficiency may result in lower fertility because of increased sperm fragility. Zinc deficiency can also adversely affect spermatogenesis. The fourth gland is bulbourethral gland, which releases less than 1% of the total volume of semen, and it contains galactose mucus, which serves to increase the mobility of sperm cells and pre-ejaculate sialic acid. Here is the chemical properties of semen. A 2005 review of the literature found that the average reported chemical properties of human semen were as follows. The average volume is considered here 3.4 ml per ejaculation. Calcium 0.938 mg, chloride 4.83 mg, citrate 18.0 mg, fructose 9.25 mg, glucose 3.47 mg, lactic acid 2.11 mg, magnesium 0.374 mg, potassium 3.71 mg, protein 0.171 gram, sodium 10.2 mg, urea 1.53 mg, zinc 0.561 mg. Now you see the summary of part 1. The semen contains several components like calcium, chloride, citrate, fructose, glucose, lactic acid, magnesium, potassium, protein, sodium, urea, zinc, amino acids, enzymes, vitamin C, vitamin B12, citric acid, prostate specific antigen, DNA, and the most vital component of semen is sperm. Human body discharges all the above mentioned components during each ejaculation, and the average amount of semen discharge per ejaculation is around 3.4 ml. Now you see part 2, which contains there are many components which are present in body and mind, and they are also present in the semen. What is the function of these components and what happens because of deficiency or imbalance of these components in body and mind? This data I collected from various sources and presented for your information. The source of information given in part 1 and 2 is given at the end of the part 2. The first component is calcium. So what is the function of calcium in human body? Now you try to understand how important are these components. Calcium is the most common vital mineral in the body and one of the most important. Body uses it to build strong bones and teeth. Calcium is also needed for your heart and other muscles to function properly. Calcium is very essential in blood clotting, nerve impulse, transmitting messages through the nerves, and the release of hormones, regulating heartbeat and fluid balance within cells. Calcium is important in the activity of many enzymes in the body. If people are not getting enough calcium in their diet, the body takes calcium from the bones to ensure normal cell function, which can lead to weakened bones. Almost all the calcium in the body is stored in bone. What happens when calcium levels are low? Calcium deficiency is commonly known as disease named hypocalcemia. It occurs when calcium levels in the blood are low. Calcium deficiencies can affect all parts of the body. A long-term deficiency can lead to dental changes, alterations in the brain, and osteoporosis, which causes the bones to become brittle. Complications of hypocalcemia can be life-threatening, and if the condition goes untreated, it could eventually lead to death. Now you see the importance of chloride. What are the functions of chloride in human body? The main function of chloride in human body is to maintain fluid balance. It helps keep the amount of fluid inside and outside of your cell in balance. It also helps maintain proper blood volume, blood pressure and pH of your body fluids. Means it helps the acid and base balance in the body. In humans, chloride make up a large majority of the extracellular fluid outside of the cell. Chloride in blood is an important electrolyte and works to ensure that body's metabolism is working correctly. It also helps move fluid in and out of your cell. So if your chloride level drops, you can become sick and dehydrated. Kidneys control the level of chloride in blood. Therefore, when there is a disturbance in the blood chloride level, it is often related to kidneys. What happens when chloride levels are low? Hypochloremia, low chloride, is an electrolyte imbalance and is indicated by a low level of chloride in the blood. Many people do not notice any symptoms unless they are experiencing very high or very low levels of chloride in their blood. Now you see the importance of component citrate. Function of citrate in human body. The citrate level inside the cell exerts a well-known function as a key regulator of energy production. The protective role of citrate is linked to several mechanisms. In fact, citrate reduces urinary supersaturation of calcium salts. Now you see the fructose. What are the functions of fructose in human body? Like glucose, fructose is a source of energy for the body cells. Cells process fructose to extract energy through a process to produce ATP, the cellular energy molecule. Unlike glucose, which can be metabolized throughout the body, fructose is normally metabolized almost completely in the liver. In semen also it produces energy for sperm. Fructose needs to be processed and stored in the liver as a backup energy source called glycogen. The brain uses some pathways to produce fructose in the brain. Once the liver storage capacity is filled, then excess fructose is converted by the liver into various products. Now you see the function of glucose. Blood glucose is a sugar that the bloodstream carries to all cells in the body to supply energy. A person needs to keep blood sugar levels within a safe range to reduce the risk of diabetes and heart disease. Function of glucose in the body is energy is required for the normal functioning of the organs in the body. Many tissues can also use fat or protein as energy source, but others such as the brain and red blood cells can only use glucose. Glucose is stored in the body as glycogen. People obtain this sugar from the diet. The human body regulates blood glucose level so that they remain moderate. Enough glucose to fuel the cells, but not enough to overload the bloodstream. The blood's internal environment must remain stable to support vital bodily functions. Now the component lactic acid. Lactic acid is produced in various cells throughout the body, mainly in muscle cells, brain cells and red blood cells. It forms when the body breaks down carbohydrates to use for energy when oxygen levels are low. When the oxygen level is low, body breaks down carbohydrate to use for energy and make lactic acid. Caffeine, sugar, and alcohol all increase lactic acid levels in the bloodstream. Recent studies show that a high accumulation of lactic acid in the body can increase anxiety and cause panic attacks. Alcohol use also causes fluctuations in blood sugar levels, leading to increased anxiety and agitation. Now another component of semen is magnesium. Magnesium, what is the function of magnesium in human body? Magnesium is one of the most essential mineral in the body. It is primarily stored in the bones of your body. A very small amount of magnesium circulates in your bloodstream. Magnesium is needed for more than 300 metabolic reactions in the body. It helps to maintain normal nerve and muscle function, supports a healthy immune system, keeps the heartbeat steady, and helps bone remain strong. It also helps regulate blood glucose levels and aid in production of cellular energy and protein, stabilization of cell and DNA synthesis. What is magnesium deficiency? Magnesium deficiency is an electrolyte disturbance in which there is a low level of magnesium in the body. Magnesium deficiency is commonly known as a disease named hypomagnesemia or low calcium. Those with low magnesium often have low potassium. The next component is potassium. Function of potassium in human body. Potassium is one of the most important minerals in the body and is needed for several functions of your body, especially the beating of your heart. It helps regulate fluid balance, muscle contractions, and nerve signals. What is more, a high potassium diet may help reduce blood pressure and water retention, protect against stroke, and prevent osteoporosis and kidney stones. Small changes in the level of potassium that is present outside the cell can have severe effects on the heart, nerves, and muscles. What is the potassium deficiency? Potassium deficiency is low level of potassium in the blood. Potassium deficiency is commonly known as a disease named hypokalemia. It occurs when the level of potassium in blood is too low. Mild low potassium does not typically cause symptoms. Now you see the most important component, protein. Function of protein in human body. Protein play many critical role in the body. These are crucial to good health. They do most of the work in cells and are required for the structure, function, and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. The body's structural components such as skin, muscle, bone, and organs are made up in large part of protein. Many hormones and enzymes that function to regulate body process and thousands of chemical reactions include digestion, energy production, blood clotting, muscle contraction are made of protein. Protein plays a vital role in regulation of contractions of acids and bases in blood and other fluids in body. Protein is also used to make antibodies to fight infections, disease, cellular repair, and to form blood cells. Antibodies are proteins in blood that help protect body from harmful bacteria and viruses. Proteins carry substances which include nutrients like vitamins or minerals, blood sugar, cholesterol, and oxygen throughout bloodstream to the cells. Protein are essential nutrients for the body for growth and maintenance. Protein can supply energy to body but only in situations of fasting, exhaustive exercise, or inadequate calorie intake. Healthy people eating a balanced diet rarely need protein supplements. Now you see what is the protein deficiency. Protein deficiency is when people do not get adequate amount of protein from their diet. The most severe form of protein deficiency is known as kwashiorkor. This is a severe form of malnutrition caused by a deficiency in dietary protein. The extreme lack of protein causes edema or retention of water. Protein deficiency can affect almost all aspects of body function. People who follow an imbalanced diet will be at risk of protein deficiency. Protein deficiency or insufficiency is especially harmful to children whose growing bodies require a steady supply. Even moderate protein insufficiency may cause muscle wasting, especially in elderly people. When dietary protein is in short supply, the body tends to take protein from skeletal muscles to preserve more important tissues and body functions. As a result, lack of protein leads to muscle wasting over time. The next component is sodium. What is the function of sodium in human body? Sodium is an essential electrolyte that helps maintain the balance of water in and around your cells. It is important for proper muscle and nerve function. It also helps maintain stable blood pressure levels. What happens when your body is low on sodium? Hyponatremia occurs when sodium level in the blood are too low. It occurs when you have an abnormally low amount of sodium in your blood or when you have too much water in your blood. When this happens, your body's water level rises and your cells begin to swell. The next component is urea. Function of urea in human body. The cycling of and excretion of urea by the kidneys is a vital part of metabolism. Besides its role as carrier of waste nitrogen, urea also plays a role in the countercurrent exchange system of nephrons that allows for reabsorption of water and critical ions from the excreted urine. What happens when your body is low on urea? The liver in a person with urea cycle disorder is missing an enzyme necessary to convert nitrogen into urea. As a result, ammonia, a highly toxic substance, builds up in the bloodstream and is not removed from the body. Untreated, the high amounts of ammonia can cause brain damage, coma, and eventually death. If your kidneys are not able to remove urea from the blood normally, your burn level rises. Low urea levels are not common and are not usually a cause for concern. They can be seen in severe liver disease or malnutrition. Low urea levels are also seen in normal pregnancy. Next component is zinc. Function of zinc in human body. Zinc is found in cells throughout the body. It is needed for the body's defensive immune system to properly work. It plays a role in cell division, cell growth, wound healing, and the breakdown of carbohydrates. Zinc is also needed for the senses of smell and taste. You see the importance of zinc. What is zinc deficiency? Zinc deficiency is defined as insufficient zinc to meet the needs of the body. Zinc deficiency in human is caused by reduced dietary intake, inadequate absorption, increased loss, or increased body system utilization. The most common cause is reduced dietary intake. The next component of semen is enzyme. Function of enzyme in human body. Enzymes are built of proteins that significantly speed up chemical reactions in human body. They are present throughout the body. They are vital for life and serve a wide range of important functions in the body that keep us alive, such as aiding in digestion and metabolism. In some cases, enzymes can make a chemical reaction millions of times faster than it would have been without it. They are essential for respiration, digesting food, muscle and nerve function, among thousands of other roles. Each time a cell divides, DNA needs to be copied. Enzymes help in copying the information. Liver enzymes help the liver to break down toxins in the body. The next component is amino acid. Function of amino acid in human body. Amino acid play many critical roles in body. They are needed for vital processes like the building of proteins and synthesis of hormones and neurotransmitters. Protein play a crucial role in almost all biological processes, and amino acids are building blocks of protein. A large proportion of our cells, muscles and tissue is made up of amino acids, meaning they carry out many important bodily functions such as giving cells their structure. What are the benefits of amino acids? These are increased muscle growth, decreased muscle soreness, reduce exercise fatigue, prevent muscle wasting, benefit people with liver disease. The next component is vitamin C. Function of vitamin C in human body. Vitamin C is necessary for the growth, development and repair of all body tissues. It is involved in many functions including absorption of iron, the immune system, wound healing and the maintenance of cartilage, bones and teeth. It is used to form an important protein used to make skin, tendons, ligaments and blood vessels. The next component is vitamin B12. What is the main function of vitamin B12? Vitamin B12 is crucial to the normal function of the brain and the nervous system. You see the importance. It is also involved in the formation of red blood cells and help to create and regulate DNA. The metabolism of every cell in the body depends on vitamin B12 as it plays a part in the synthesis of fatty acids and energy production. Now, what is the purpose of discussing the function, importance, deficiency and the signs and symptoms of these components? I'll tell you. The purpose of part 2. I just wanted to highlight and convey to you that how important are these components for the growth, maintenance and function of our body and mind. Suppose if you lose excess of semen for sexual pleasure, then the nutrition and energy will be diverted to produce semen and there will be either some deficiency or imbalance of these components in body. So definitely this will have some impact on the body and mind. Most of the above mentioned disease occur when these vital components are too low as a result of problems like prolonged diarrhea, vomiting, low dietary intake, malabsorption, medicines effect, etc. So I am not trying to say that you will suffer these diseases because of lack of celibacy only. But can anybody assure that he will not be exposed to the above mentioned causes of these diseases in his whole life? I have tried my level best to provide you the right and accurate information given above, which is available to me so far. Conclusion. Surut means spirit has come here in this world to play a beautiful game, and for this a happy and peaceful life is necessary. Therefore, the priority of Surut spirit is to maintain the balance in life, means body, mind and energy. Purpose of Surut spirit is that when it gets tired of playing here, then it wants to go to its origin, the God, forever. But because of ignorance, we get caught in the trap of good and bad deeds so much that we forget why we have come here. We get caught in thoughts of excess of lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego that even we forget the feeling of existence of God. Thus, we become very unhappy and uneasy in life. We spoil our life because of excess of sexuality and desires of mind. Thus, the priority of Surut spirit becomes now to protect life first, because it cannot achieve its purpose without life. The main obstacle in self-realization and salvation is ignorance, thoughts of mind, and sexuality. Because of this trap of our good and bad deeds, we cannot go out of the cycle of rebirth and death. If someone has very good deeds, then he will listen and understand the discourse of spiritual master. Then he will try to implement this knowledge in his life. Then by knowledge and meditation yoga, he will achieve self-realization and salvation while living. But for this, balance of body, mind, and energy is required, and for this celibacy is necessary. If a person loses his semen in excess for sexual pleasure, then his nourishment and energy will be diverted to produce semen. Over a period of time, his mind will become unstable and he will not be able to concentrate. In such a condition of mind, it is difficult to achieve thoughtless state of mind, means to go beyond mind and to stay there. Thus, I have tried to make you understand the importance of semen and its components so that you get inspired to maintain physical and mental celibacy. The source and references of part 1 and part 2 are given here. Thank you so much for having patience to read or listen this till end.